Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Harada Yasuo tsumeshogi. Today we'll be doing as usual some Jisen Katachi tsumeshogi, which means that they resemble real game situations, so they're very good to study. Unlike certain tsumeshogi problems where the positions end up looking kind of contrived or very easily seen as composed and not as practical. Uh, these uh, these positions that we'll be looking at today resemble uh, situations that you might come up with in your actual games, and these are the most important kinds of problems to study, especially for um, those who are starting out. If you're not familiar with the format of the show, what you do is if you wish to make an attempt at guessing the answer to any of these problems, send me a whisper if you are on Twitch or a PM if you are on 81 Dojo with me. That way other people won't be able to see what you're writing. And if you happen to be in the 81 Dojo room with me, please refrain from drawing arrows. Thank you. So if you're in chat, please throw me a snowball. Let me know you're there. Hope everyone is doing well today. Good. Good to see you, Spinoza 13. Oh, by the way, just in case you're not familiar with this O that I always write as a greeting is a snowball. It's supposed to be a shorthand way of saying hi. So what we do is, after showing the problem, I'll wait for a few minutes and then give a hint or certain things that I consider noteworthy about the position. After that, I'll show some variations that fail, and also after that go into the first move of the first couple moves. That way the problem ends up becoming shorter. Hi. Along the way, if people are still having problems with this, uh, I'll open it up to candidate moves and then we can examine them together. If you don't know what a candidate move is, it's a chess term and it refers to moves in the position that you want to examine to calculate further. Well, it's good to see new faces. Okay, so the first thing about this position is we notice that there's this square open. Um, and we also look at this rook. Okay, uh, if this rook were not on the board, what move would you play? So that's the first hint. この飛車をいないとどう指しますか? Yes, Spinoza, that's correct. Well, yes, what you just said is correct. You haven't we haven't solved it yet, but yeah, someone just PM'd me. I don't know if he's on Twitch. Hopefully he is. Hi, M916 さん、正解です。Oh crap. I'm sorry about that. Oh, my thing just crashed. Shoot. I apologize for that. Let me go back in. Hopefully okay, I lost control of this position. Sorry, we have to make a new room. Yeah, I lost host. Okay. Yeah, occasionally when I try to type Japanese, for some reason it resets this room. Kind of annoying, but I don't know why it does that. Trying to find hopefully he'll come back in. Kikoemasu ka? Onigurazu to M916-san. I hope they can. Oh, good. Okay, we'll examine the first move that was suggested, and that's this. However, he simply takes this way, so there's no way to continue. But going back to my previous question, if this rook weren't here, we would mate by dropping the gold here. So when we're looking at this position, we have to, this rook is what we call a jamagoma, which is a piece that's in the way. So what do we want to do with pieces in the way? Well, if possible, we want to be able to get rid of them. And that usually means moving them in some way that it ends up being sacrificed. So the next question is, how do we sacrifice the rook? Okay. Spinoza, can you send me a whisper? Only one way? Aren't there 3 ways to sacrifice the rook? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So which one? Send me a whisper telling me which of those you think is the correct answer. Okay. Yes, that is correct. The other ways allow the king to escape. Okay. So we'll look at a couple moves that don't, the 2 moves that don't work. One check is this way. The king must take, and after that there's no way to continue the checks. There's just not enough pieces to mate. The other one is here, but after the king takes, he's he has 3 different ways to go, and you only have 1 piece in hand, so that's not going to work. So by process of elimination, we have to look at this, and we can see that oh, Spinoza, can you give me the rest of the variation? Oh, could you whisper it, please? Okay, right? Okay, and if king takes, instead of, well, after 1 for rook, if king takes, same thing, right? Okay, so uh, what does that leave us with? What move is forced for him, right? Okay. Uh, he's gonna run to 2-6. Yeah, he escapes. This is why we have to, it's not sufficient just to find the first move of the solution. We have to find the entire thing. And as a teacher, we can't, when I'm questioning my students, a lot of times they give, 1 move kind of answers to my questions. And, they might be right, but the follow-up isn't. So it's very important to make sure. Okay, so let's look at this. If it takes this way, okay, easy. And this way, also easy. And then the question is, what happens if he runs up like this? Yes, very good. Very, very good. Okay. After this, there's this check. Okay. Now we end up in this very same position, you notice? Except the rook is gone, which is what we wanted. And then we can deliver our mate like that. But I will show it again. Okay. Yeah. Kind of cute maneuver, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Load up the next one. Hmm. So when we're looking at this, we look at two reasonable looking moves. One is a check here with the rook. Another is a check like this. So calculate both of those. Taking here would make absolutely no sense because the king would just run up the board. So first question, what happens after rook 4-2 promotes? Oh, and you can answer this question right in the chat if you want. No need to whisper. Okay. After 4-2 rook promotes, he's going to have to interpose on 2-2. That's something. This. And he's going to drop like this. And then there's no mate here. What he mustn't do is this, because of this, right? So the igoma is very, very important here. Which means he can't block with either the rook or the gold, otherwise he gets mated, because with the rook there's also going to be this, right? So any piece other than the rook or the gold, even the silver would work here. Yes, that's correct. その後銀を取ると、4手目で2一玉、2一王。Okay. So we'll look at the second move. Okay, well, what's next? No pieces in hand, so you have to, whatever you're gonna do has to be uh, with what's on the board. Okay, so if check here, the king's going to end up escaping like that. If promotion here, the king takes and it's attacking the rook, so that doesn't work either. Okay, that leaves us with this check. And now since there's two pieces hitting the square, if he does an igoma, you simply take it. So the king must take. And now what? Okay. Non-promotion. See, king can't run here because of the dragon. Okay, we'll show that again. Hey, what the next problem? So when looking at this, we're asking ourselves why there's a pawn here. Yes, that's correct. The composer wants to make sure that the king can't run to this square. Okay, I'll give the first move that doesn't work. King must take, because if here, then takes this way. Check here. King could run here, and there's not going to be enough to mate him. If takes here, takes like that. Check. Hoping for this, but he's going to run here instead, and the king escapes. Also, if a move like this, it's going to run here. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be no way to continue. Escapes. Okay. So we can see this rook sacrifice isn't going to work. Yes. Can you hear me, MCAK 1998 son? That first move is correct. Okay, good. Okay. Hopefully you've seen the rest of the variation though. Did you calculate it all out? Okay, well, I'll show it on the board. Gold is pinned, so he must take it this way. Okay, so we look at our candidate moves. This isn't going to work because he simply takes it. Okay, so that leaves this and this. Also this move. Huh. So which one is it? Multiple choice. I should leave the arrows up. Whoops. Yeah. Which is the next move? Onigurazu-san, sekai desu. Okay, so we'll look at this one first. It's tempting to get another piece in hand, but after this, there doesn't seem to be a way to continue. His position is just too solid. So we can eliminate that. And the next one is this. The king runs here. Now he threatens this and this. So he ends up escaping. So like that. So that leaves this one. Now if king runs up here, there'll be a mate this way. Gold is pinned. So gold must take. Okay, one thing that we must not do is forget about the Uchifuzume rule. That's a pawn drop mate rule. So this does not work. It's illegal and will lose you the game immediately. That leaves us with mate. And again, we can see the usefulness of this pawn on 1-3. Let's look at that again. We want to keep this intact, so we go the other way. Good. Okay, we can load up the next one. Oh, you didn't notice you had a pawn in hand. Yep. Another thing that we learn in doing tsumeshogi problems is that small details matter tremendously. Due to the rules in tsumeshogi composition, there can be no extraneous pieces on the board. So every piece has its purpose. Otherwise, it's not supposed to be there. So what we learn from this is just not only learning about those small details, but also we learn economy of force. to our 2 new participants, if you haven't already, please register a Twitch account and follow my channel. That would help me out tremendously. With a registered account, you'll also be able to use the Twitch chat and whisper functions. And it's completely free. I currently stand at 41 followers and I need 9 more in order to make affiliate status. So I'm really looking forward to that day. So every follow is one step closer. Okay. MCAK 1998 son. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but the first move is correct. So what do you do after the king moves over to 1-2? Yes, please find more than one move. Okay. Okay, the knight will capture, then what? You have to make sure that you see everything. I'll give it a little while more, and then I'll put the first move on the first couple moves on the board. Well, in the meantime, we'll look at this move that doesn't work. If promotes, he's going to take this way. Knight up, he comes up here. If takes this way, there's also not enough. And lastly, he's threatening this, so there's not enough time to stop him. So over here, he's gonna take the bishop. Also, if knight checks, he's also gonna take the bishop. So this rook move won't work. Okay, so the next thing we'll look at is this check. Very logical, because both bishops end up hitting the 1-3 square. Okay, so you notice this silver is preventing the rook from promoting here. So silver protects the 3-2 square. And then the next thing that we look at is which piece of yours is a jamagoma? Yes, that is correct. So what do we do with jamagoma? Yes. So how do we get rid of it? Okay, I will write Jamagoma. Yeah, the next, yes, the you yes. Yeah, that's a kanji. It's written like this. Okay, so for Jamagoma, we want to get it out of the way, like this. The knight takes. Yes, good, good, good. Okay. So why did you want to get rid of that bishop? It was Jamagoma because we want to drop the knight here, right? And that will distract the silver from the rook coming in. So mate. Good. Let's look at that again. Get rid of the Jamagoma. Distract the silver. And mate. Good. Keep doing this and you'll get better and better. It'll become easier and easier. So one of the things I want to do is make sure that the viewers start developing a vocabulary list if you aren't familiar with basic Japanese terminology. It's useful because in order to communicate with other shogi players, you know, the vast majority of them are Japanese speaking, and also most of the available literature is in Japanese. So by learning some of the vocabulary, it'll help us not only communicate but understand some of the literature better. So if you haven't already, start today. Make a vocab list. You already have one word, Jamagoma, and hopefully you can add to it soon. Put in the kanji, the kana if you need it, the romaji, which is the romanized spelling of the word, and hopefully a definition, if needed, accompanied by a diagram. Then you can start making your own personal dictionary and build up from there. This problem is really cute because of the knights. The rook defends very powerfully along this rank, and also a little bit on here. It cannot defend diagonally though, which is its weak point. Also, golds happen to not be able to defend diagonally backwards. So often the same types of tsume tetsuji affect both of these pieces, the gold and the rook. That's your first hint. Okay, so when we're looking at this, we see that this isn't going to work, as the rook will just take it. So in terms of candidate moves, this one is fairly easy. The only thing we have left is this move, right? Because if rook takes, then this square is open, and there'll be a mate here. Yep, so the king is forced to take. So it looks kind of funny. Everything is all along this line. But don't forget what I said about the weakness of the rook. It can't defend diagonally. Okay. So next move is this. We have to make sure that we use a knight on the board, because if we make a mistake and do this, there's not going to be a continuation. We simply don't have enough in hand. Notice that this knight is extraneous, so we must use the knight on the board. Now if king goes here, there's this mate, so he must run this way. Now we distract the rook from defending this square by this. And atamakin. Okay, show that again. One last remark about this is this. If you imagine there were a gold here instead of a rook, there would still be mate. Okay, because of the weakness of the piece, it can't go diagonally backwards. That's what I meant earlier. There's certain tsumeshogi problems that are lengthy but easy to calculate, and the reason why is that the branch factor isn't very high. This is one of those problems. So just because a problem is lengthy, you shouldn't automatically uh, have negative thoughts about it, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to solve this because it's longer than my usual solving ability. No, you have to look at other things, and the main thing is branch factor. If the variations branch out a lot, the problems are going to be a lot harder. So because of that, there's certain simpler, well, not simpler, but there's certain shorter problems that are actually harder to do than let's say a problem that's longer, if that makes sense. Okay. Thank you for joining me today, Spinoza. Yeah, yeah, you're very welcome. Hopefully this helped you out and you can do it and we can do this again. Take care. Adieu. Okay. So the first move in this is to take here. And then now king runs up. So what we want to do is drop another piece into the position, introduce another attacking piece with tempo. This is also true with just attacking in general. So we drop here, king comes up, and now what? The next move would be possible even if it moved to 1-4 instead. Ho ho ho, cool. Thank you for the follow. Seven follows away from affiliate status. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Now it takes here. And now we finish him off by doing this. If hold here, this, and if king here is this. So this was actually, the branch factor wasn't that great, so it's very easy to calculate. So remember, don't let lengthy problems intimidate you. I mean, don't let this simple fact that it's long intimidate you. Okay. Note that this isn't going to work because of this. Must be this one. You need to retain control of this square. Okay, good. So the next problem is going to be, let's see. Yeah, okay, never mind. Just two more. So we have two more problems today. This is the penultimate one. Hmm. Okay. So the theme of this problem is to end up getting this golden hand. So we have to figure out how to do that. この金を持ち駒になるテーマです。この問題は。どう指しますか？いらっしゃいませ。Okay. So let's look at some candidate moves. There's this. There's also this. Here and here. So we'll eliminate them one by one. Okay, so this will not work. Takes king escapes up the board. Then we look at this. You can take this way. Also leads to nothing. So that leaves us this and this. So let's check this one first. The problem is if he grabs this way, then we throw in this check. Now if king runs here, there's going to be a mate like here, and then this gold drop here. So he's going to run this way. And then after that, there's no way to continue. If he grabs like this, he can run here and escape this way. So we can see that this move isn't going to work. So that leaves this move. And first we'll calculate 1, 1, 2 king, 1, 3 rook drop, the knight takes, and then there's 2, 1 bishop mate. Like that. So the gold must take. And now we mustn't simply take the gold because the king will, whoops, mustn't take this. That would be usui. もっと手堅く指したいです。Okay, so we drop here, king here, and the token will mate. So the king must run in front of the lance. Now I'll have to finish it off. King を取ったら同玉、同王で2二飛車、3四王、逃げました。この機能を持ち駒になりたいです。3、1、OK。let's see. 3二王で逃げます。So in this position, we want to get this gold in hand. How do we do it? はい、そうです。2二飛車。同金、同角成、同を2三金までです。Let's show that again. So not capturing this gold immediately is one of the things that you should be learning from this. So we force the gold to a capturing square like that. Good, good. Okay, the next one is the last for today. この問題は最後です。Okay, so our last problem of this session. Let's finish this out strong, shall we? Okay, so bishop is pinning this gold. So what that means is there's possibilities of this knight drop here. That's the first thing that we're kind of looking at. The other thing we're looking at is the king might end up escaping this way. So we keep that in mind. By taking these factors into consideration, it helps us find our candidate moves. It also helps us calculate see what we should be calculating. It's a nigemichi. 逃げ道をブロックしたいです。So the way of blocking the Nigemichi, that's the king's escape route, is often to sacrifice a piece somewhere along it. Okay, we'll look at one move that doesn't work. That's Yonsan Ke. Sanni O. Now we have to worry about Ni O to Ichi-san O. Shippai shimashita ne. Oh, wait. Huh. Did I do something wrong? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Uh, this would be mate. So he can't do this. He's gonna move here. Yeah. 3-2-O じゃなくて 2-2-O です。大変申し訳ありません。3日角打てば 1-1-O。はい。 So we want to sacrifice a piece on this Nigemichi. We do that dropping the bishop here. Ichisankaku. Aigoma shitara. Desu ne. Dakara, doukyo. So we successfully blocked the escape path of the king. How do we finish him off? Buroku wa seikou desu. Sono ato, dou sashimasu ka? Hai. Now it works. Now this check works. See, if king runs through 1 gold, so king's gonna run this way. Now we have shirikin. Okay. Made. Okay, let's look at that again. So we see the Nigemichi and also this gold being pinned. So we look at both of these moves and we combine the ideas together. So this problem was what we call Tejun Zengo, which means incorrect order of moves. So we have to be very precise. Tejun Zengo desu. Go chui kudasai. Because you can run here. So block here. Check. mate made desu. Okay, thank you for joining me today. This was the last problem. To the new viewers, please remember to register a Twitch account if you haven't already, and hit the follow button. どうもありがとうございました. And also, I have a YouTube channel where I upload videos and also archive my streams. So please also subscribe to that. And I will be putting up the next time I will be streaming in the events. And also, I often do impromptu streams, so if you're following me and have your notifications set, you will see when I'm actually streaming. If you wish to contact me and support the stream, or to ask questions or to make comments, you can reach me at alexi2539@gmail.com. I'm always happy to hear from you. Thank you again for joining us. I'll see you later. Bye.